Christopher De Santiago with Sports Illustrated's MMA Knockout, here today with one of the brightest prospects outside of the UFC, the LFA lightweight champion, Richie Lewis, ahead of his karate combat grappling debut on January 24th in Miami. Richie, how's it going today, man?
It's going good. Just got my session in. Sorry, there's a little plane above me. I live kind of by the airport, but it's going good, man. I'm training. I'm ready. I'm exactly where I need to be in my career. The last 4 years since I started MMA has been a lot about development, technically and character development. And I'm a family man, and 2025 is all about executing. And I'm ready to execute now on my vision. I think that I built my repertoire, I built the tools, and I'm ready to go.
hmm And you got your karate combat debut against Lance Palmer. Before we get into that, I did want to ask you about your canceled fight last month. How bummed were you to have to withdraw from the title defense against Richie Miranda?
It was really shitty, man. But the thing is, it's part of the industry. Things happen sometimes, and I just got to roll with the punches. Obviously, it sucked, but it is what it is. We move on to the next thing, and opportunities are abundant. And now I'm gonna go against Lance, and then I'll look to defend my belt.
Has there been any talk with the promotion LFA to maybe get that fight rebooked, or have they talked to you about when they'd like to see you return?
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna be returning in February. That's what it's looking like. We're getting an opponent right now. Lance is a great competitor. I think that I want to show my skills, man. I want to showcase my skills, and I want to showcase them against high level talent. Lance was a great wrestler at Ohio State. Obviously, I was a world champion. I've trained with John Donaher. That's how I met Awesome here at the Goat Shed, and he's a great coach. And I needed to hone in, and I still need to hone in on my finishing skills. So, what better opportunity than to do a pure grappling match against a high level wrestler?
How many days did you have to prepare for this matchup?
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay, not too bad, I guess, right?
No, not too bad. And honestly, man, I'm always in shape. I'm always ready. And luckily, the weight class is at 171. Lance agreed to come up in weight, so it's kind of perfect.
Does Lance have a background in wrestling as well? Because I know that you have that collegiate NCAA background. So, like, I guess does he have something like that too?
Lance actually has a better collegiate background than I do. He's a four-time All-American and one-time national finalist for Ohio State. I had a much better freestyle career, but in terms of like amateur collegiate, he has a pretty decorated career. So, and me growing up, I'm watching Lance Palmer compete. He's competing against Brett Metcalf, and we were in the same weight class when I was younger. So he's someone that I've always wanted to compete against, and he's someone who's done well in fighting as well. So. It's going to be a good step up for me. And I'm not here to play any games. I know Lance. I don't know him too well, but I, I'm coming here to submit him. I'm coming here to make a real statement. So he better be ready. This is not fun for me. This is going to elevate my career, and I'm going to show my skill set against him.
And as a competitor, I mean, I bet this matchup really jumps off the page for you with his credentials, and he was a PFL champion. I guess, are you excited of the challenge that comes with Lance Palmer, even if it's in a different rule set than MMA?
I think that's the most exciting part is having I'm finally having a foe that has a brings value, brings a name, brings high level competition and experience. A lot of these guys that I'm facing on the regional scene are great fighters, but they're just not they can't be considered world class based on their accolades, and Lance is a world class athlete and a world class competitor. So yeah, it gets me up in the morning, it gets me excited. I'm training as hard as I can. I'm not taking this as a joke. I'm taking this as serious as a heart attack. I'm ready to compete, and I'm ready to win, and I'm ready to submit him. I'm ready to make a statement.
Some Richie, and I guess how does your collegiate wrestling style transfer over to a grappling contest like this? I know you've been working your jiu-jitsu over the last few years, but I guess how will your wrestling help you on January 24th?
Well, I think I could go back right now and make an Olympic team for another country, which we may be in the process of doing. So I'm not done wrestling. I think that my era of wrestling is the greatest era of wrestling to transfer to MMA. I think Lance has an old school style, and while I respect it, it's old school. I'm going to show why the new generation is the best, and why the guys coming up are just better, man. Like I said, karate combat is the perfect platform to launch pad my career, and that's what you're going to see January 24th.
Mm. So I guess with a win here, what do you expect for the rest of your 2025? Do you expect bigger names? Do you expect bigger opportunities to present themselves after Lance Palmer?
Yeah, man. 2025, we're going absolutely fucking crazy. I'm gonna submit Lance Palmer. I'm gonna defend my belt, and then you might see me do one fight for Karate Combat. You know, if the UFC doesn't want me until Contender Series, we're gonna stay active, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in MMA. I'm a multi-sport athlete, and I'm gonna compete across the board, and I'm gonna get paid doing it. And yeah, you'll definitely see me in UFC by the end of the year, but you're going to see a full schedule before then, and a lot of exciting stuff. You know, a big reason I came back to Goat Shed was not only for the coaching with Awesome and the environment, but it's also for the opportunity. It's also for the exposure. It's just the whole package, man. And I'm extremely happy to be back in Miami, and I'm extremely happy to execute on 2025. I've been really quiet, like I said, for a year, man. I've been with my family. I've been focused on what I really wanted in my life. Uh, I'm 6-0. I had a great wrestling career. I've had a great MMA career to date, and I really sat down with myself and looked myself in the mirror and said, "Do you want to wrestle?" I opened up a gym. Do you want to coach? No, you don't really want to coach. What do you want to do? You want to fight. You want to be a UFC champion and hang on other people. And I thought, this is the way we're going to do things. And I realized I just have to make a plan for myself and get extremely creative. And that's what we done. I sat down with Awesome to come back to the Goat Shed, and we crafted this plan. And in 2025, I'm really excited to execute on it. I was mentioning about how this jiu-jitsu match is just one step. I'm going to do this jiu-jitsu match. I'm going to defend my belt. I might fight again for Karate Combat. I might defend my belt again. But I'm creating my own path. I had to look myself in the mirror and figure out what I wanted to do. I don't know if you know, but I opened up a gym. I would say I opened up a gym in around January of last year, and I loved coaching my entire life. And I just found that I had no passion for it at all when it came down to doing it as a job. And I had to really look myself in the mirror and figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And it's fighting, and it is becoming a UFC champion. So I've put all my eggs into that basket, and 2025, that's what we're executing on.
When did that dream kind of come into fruition for you? Because obviously you had a stellar, career in college wrestling. I guess when did that UFC dream of becoming a champion, having that belt around your waist, when did that come to be?
When I was 13 years old is when I knew that's what I wanted to do. I watched Frankie Edgar take the belt from BJ Penn in the auditorium, and I went to the same high school as him. And my coach was his coach. And when I seen that happen, and then I seen the parade happen in our hometown, and I just saw that someone like me and someone where I'm from, someone with the same grit, someone with the same attitude, who didn't get everything they wanted in life, uh, can do that and get everything that they want at the end of the day. And I take great inspiration from Frankie. Obviously, I'm writing my own story. I'm here in Miami, but I still represent Tom's River. But I see now what matters in life. When I was younger, I think I wanted it for the glitz, the glamour, the fame, and the fortune, and now I want it to provide for my family and create a real legacy.
It's awesome to hear, man. And I guess what more needs to be done for you to get into the UFC? I mean, you do have a few decision victories. You have a few knockouts as well. Do you feel like you just need a few more solid performances, a few more knockouts to get into the big show?
I think I just have to stay active. I don't know if you noticed, but throughout my career, I've been taking pretty long layoffs because I felt like I needed to develop a little more, and I feel like now I'm fully developed. So I just got to stay active, finish, continue putting myself out there, and tell my story, which is what I'm doing right now.
Hmm. And given your credentials and given your experience, your ability to fine tune your skills, do you feel like you're on a different level than these other guys on the regional scene that they keep matching you up with?
I mean, I feel like I'm on a different level than a lot of guys in the UFC. If you're not in that top five, top seven range, I mean, I'm beating you. I just have to focus on finishing those guys now. But I mean, I was at Kill Cliff for a long time, and I've trained with Connor. I've trained in the best camps. I've been at AKA, and like I know where I'm at, and everyone in this industry knows where I'm at. Now I just got to show it to Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, Dana White, Hunter Campbell, and get these guys to believe in me, like I believe in me, and get them to see what everyone else sees, and I'm willing to do that at any cost and by any means necessary. So you're going to see an active, dangerous Richie Lewis this year.
Awesome, Richie. Well, I think that's all the questions I have. I just wanted to thank you again for the time, and if there's anything that you want to say, the floor is yours, man.
No, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity and congratulations, man, for getting your platform back. I know that meant a lot to you, and I'm all about being purpose driven and just being happy in this life. So I'm glad to see you back on track and finding your way.